in 1988, in Yellowstone Park, there was a case where firefighters and fire analysts thought that the forest fires would eventually go out. They didn't go out themselves as quick as they thought that they would because the forest and the surrounding area was way too dry, and that was not that that was something um, that they couldn't that didn't care for account for.
Repeat the sentence. That was something
That was something that they didn't account for. Um, so this was a situation that is one out of many that has happened over the whole world. Like not just America. Everywhere has forest fires. We just don't hear about them as often as we do in in America. Um, Forest fires are something that we should be trying to learn and be prepared for because if one happens, most people don't even know how to deal with one because we aren't educated about them in school often, and this is something that is serious. So first, we're going to talk about how the forest fires are started. Then we're going to talk about how we can prevent them, and last, what to do if a forest fire does happen. Um, from my first source, NPR.org, on February 27, 2017, it talks about humans and how humans and nature both create forest fires. Humans are the cause of most forest fires because we're reckless. Lots of humans start fires on their own just because they just want to start a forest fire for some reason. Buildings catching on fires and it going off into the trees and stuff like that, and they get bigger. And campfires, people dropping and leaving cigarettes on the ground and not taking account uh, of that. Um, and then nature also is a big part of it, but not as big as people, obviously. Nature usually is caused by lightning or combustion, and that is very rare that it is caused by a combustion. It's usually lightning. Um, that is because due to the extremely dry land. That's why forest fires usually happen more on the west because it's very dry there, and the ground is dry, and the trees are dry, and so when the lightning hits, it makes a forest fire. Next, I'm going to talk about what would happen if you were going to be in that situation. Things that you need to know if you were in the situation of a forest fire. So, um, I got this from the Department of Public Safety on February 22nd, 2018. First, you need to make sure all your windows are closed, any vents covered. If you know a forest fire is coming, make sure make sure that your sprinkler systems are working and that your fire alarms are working, and make sure you have a fire alarm on every floor near bedrooms specifically, so that you can hear the fire alarms go off just in case there is a forest fire nearby. Now we're gonna move on to what we would do if one was like happening, like at the moment, like happening. Um, you would this okay. Now we're gonna move on to what would you would do if one was actually happening, like in the moment. I also got this source from the Department of Public Safety. Um, So what you would do is you would you would call 911 to tell them that there is a forest fire approaching or there is one happening at your house. Um, and you would try, if it's safe, you would try to first leave your house. If it's, and you would check radio stations, any news outlets to make sure that it is a safe route for you to leave rather than you stay. But if you are stuck in a situation, you would need to make sure that your children are away from anything that will allow that will like you make sure that your children are not near any windows or any vents that should be covered at this point, but just to make sure that the fire or the smoke inhalation doesn't get to them, because the smoke can still get in through the house even if the fire hasn't even hit your house; it's just in the area. Um, a lot of people could argue that forest fires are not that serious, something that you shouldn't take, they happen just in the West or, stuff like that. But as we know, forest fires can happen literally anywhere because humans start them. Forest fires that happen in the West are usually due to lightning because it is so dry there. But here they can happen just because humans, they might not spread as wide because the area, the grass and the soil and the trees here are way they are wet, so we don't have to worry about them spreading as big, but they still could they still could happen to us. And that's why we should learn how to prepare for them, because we don't want to be stuck in a situation and we don't know how to deal with it, because that is very dangerous, putting yourself in a situation and you don't know what it is that you're going to do next. You're going to be scared. um, you're going to be like rambling everywhere and you're not going to know what to do, and that is a dangerous situation in itself, people not knowing what to do during situations, because that causes chaos. um, so that's why I would say that even though people don't take it serious, we should take it serious, because humans are a factor. If you don't know anything, then how can you deal with it? Thank you.